Thanks.
So, Claire, thank you very much for spending the time with us today. Can you just introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Clare Moriarty. I'm the Permanent Secretary of the Department for the Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. So data-driven DEFRA to me is about really good decisions that are informed by the best data that we can have. It's about really good conversations, because good data sparks good conversations. It's about connections, because when we really make use of the data that we've got, it creates new connections, and we can think about ways in which we can apply something over here. It's about innovation. It's about doing things that we haven't thought of. It's about generating questions that we didn't even know we needed to ask.
We are launching the tickets for DataMash. Day 2, we're running as an unconference, and I wondered, for those people that haven't been to an unconference before, what you would think of as an unconference as?
So, unconference to me is where there are no distinction between speakers and participants, which you would get in a standard conference, and all the people who are there set the agenda. It requires really very good organisation. It can sound a bit like chaos, but my experience of unconferences is that they aren't chaotic when they really work well. But the critical bit of an unconference is the first bit, where the agenda is set by people coming up and pitching the things that they like to talk about. So, well-ordered process. People say who they are, what the title of the session they'd like to run is, and they get 30 seconds to describe it. A show of hands to determine not whether you can or can't have that session, but just to match up the sessions to the size of rooms. A bit of magical people wizardry that turns a row of people saying what they'd like to have a session about into a grid that tells everybody when and where the sessions will be and what's happening when, and that then it creates the rhythm for a day where you can go to a number of different sessions or all sorts of different things. The really important thing is that the things that are being talked about are things that people want to talk about, and so the people who are there are trusting each other and trusting themselves to be able to create good content out of all of the experiences of the people that are there, and to do it in an inclusive, supportive, encouraging, energetic way that doesn't depend on somebody else having said, at this point you should do this, and at this point you should do this.
On day 1, we're holding it as a conference, and there'll be a panel session. I just wondered if you can explain to those people who've only ever been to unconferences before what a panel session is.
Okay, let me give it a go. I would describe a panel session as being a bit like a structured conversation. Usually it would start with a question or an observation from somebody in the audience, which is of course a concept that doesn't really exist for an unconference, but so somebody would ask a question or make an observation, and then one or more of the people on the panel would give their response to that, reflections on it. When a panel session works really well, it does turn into more of a conversation, both between the people on the panel and potentially with the original person who's asked the question, and also people more widely in the audience.